Story number 8. Angel Eyes. Right in my face, the vampire I've hunted the last 20 years. And me with no cross, or garlic, or holy water. Oh no! Great. Robert. Fangboy hisses, licking a black tongue at me, the stench of rotted blood on his breath. You're mine. He's right. I am. Must be a pretty good moment for you, I say. He laughs, if you can call the wheezing snort typical of the species a laugh. If they had anything approaching a sense of humor, too. Oh, Robert, it is. It is. Or it's about to be. Another lick of the lips. Great. I look around. There are some high casement windows along the top walls of this warehouse, glowing red with the last moments of sunset. At least 15 feet in the air, so no way. Besides, moron, it's sunset. Desperation, Robert? Needletooth follows my gaze. You wish to try for it? He steps aside and flourishes his cape. Please, do so. I'll give you a head start. 1, 2... He goes to 10 quite slowly, but I'm not stupid. Usually. All this time, Robert, how could you be so stupid? I shrug. Question I've asked myself. Weren't expecting me to be here? He cocks a pencil-thin eyebrow. This was just reconnaissance? I say nothing. I'm not giving him the satisfaction. Ah, he nods knowingly. Bastard! I'd been on the other side of town checking out a more likely warehouse and stopped by here spur of the moment. I'd figured out Fang Face's modus about 10 years ago. He liked abandoned storage units near a big river or bay. Odd for a vampire, as much as they hate running water, but good camouflage in that respect. This particular warehouse didn't fit the profile. On a miasmic swamp with a chained entrance too close to main roads. And there was the dog. So I was looking at it for myself. Had no clue he was here. Damn it. Tisk, Robert. Bat-boy shakes an admonishing finger. You should know by now to expect anything. I'll take it under advisement. Where's Carson? I look around, expecting the familiar to come out of the dark swinging an axe, and I don't mean a Stratocaster. Nearby, toothsome grins. Bull. This time of day, Carson's out grabbing victims. Drac here didn't like taking risks, so he sent the hired help out to ambush nubiles and drag them back for his leisurely draining. More modus, always leading me to him. So you're here alone, I say, more smugly than I feel, hoping I get a good reaction. I do. Vlad frowns. I did not say that. Didn't have to. I retain the smugness, hoping it covers the bluff. Then I smile, hoping to enhance it. Which it did. Alarmed, Nos wraps one hand around my throat and pins me to the wall, then looks wildly about, searching for an attacker.
Who's that?
His grip tightens, and I gag for air as he brings his face inches away. No one there, Robert. Did you actually think that would work? Since I was pretty much throttled, I couldn't respond with trademark smart Alec patter along the lines of it being worth a shot. He squeezes a little tighter, and I figure this is it when he suddenly throws me to his feet. Not so easy, Robert, he says. Not for you. Again, I'd love to give a snarky response, maybe don't trouble yourself, but breathing is my priority. He steps back and taps a bony finger on his lantern jaw. What should I do with you? Something to commemorate our years together. His eyes suddenly glow, and he hauls me up by the throat just as I am getting my breath back. That's it, he crows. Your wife and daughter. Flashback. 3 nights after burying Louise, dead suddenly of pernicious anemia. We just don't understand it, the doc said. A noise from upstairs. There, my undead wife, hissing as she lapped the blood from our 10-year-old daughter's torn throat. She's coming with me, Robert! Crash, out the window, cradling Lisbeth. I'm thinking, Ferratu says, that we should first make you a woman. He grabs my manhood with his claws, which is definitely not conducive to catching your breath. And then, as he hurls me, almost unconscious from both throat and scrotum grab, to my back, tear off your legs. He kneels on my chest. You know, height of a child? He grins.
Oh, come on.
Great.
Come on.
Thought you'd be more interested in turning me. I'm not making conversation, just stalling. Fortunately, bloodsuckers are a talkative bunch. Who says I won't? The grin gets wider. It would be quite amusing to watch you pull along slavering after meat. That's what we are, meat. He drops his face an inch from mine. And Robert, you would. Oh, here we go. The old woe is me, I'm a vampire and I thirst crap. I roll my eyes. Please kill me before the violins start. He sits back up, frowning. Like I said, no sense of humor. Upon reflection, I think I shall, Robert. Keeping you with me, despite the entertainment, may not be wise. Your family has shown a disturbing lack of loyalty. He is, of course, referring to Lisbeth. After dispatching her mother when they'd returned from an all-night feed, I sat down beside my weeping daughter as she clung to the now peaceful body of my wife. Lisbeth, I whispered, who did this to you? She told me, and, as a gift, I let her glimpse the first rose of dawn. The worst death for a vampire is sunrise, and I wasn't going to let her suffer, so a second later, I drove a hawthorn stake through her heart and lopped off her head, then burned her and her mother to ash, soaked them in garlic and holy water, sealed the whole mess in her mother's coffin with wafer, and reinterred them in Louise's grave. Do less, they come back. Or, and he brightens, sort of a rare vampire look, I could just call the police. Not a joke, that, and it's my turn to frown. The cops had to blame somebody for the bloody mess in Lisbeth's room, even without a body. And since I'm now linked to scores of other bloody messes across the country in pursuit of your guy here, they'd just throw away the key.
What?
Especially
What?
if I explain.
What?
He actually thinks about it for a moment before shaking his head. No, you're far too resourceful to leave alive. Well, thank you. He actually chuckles. Robert, I must say, you have made the years interesting. Gonna miss me? His smile is cruel. For about a minute. And yet, you carry the reminders. I almost break into the boxer, which would have prompted my instant death. I have a terrible singing voice.
Do, da 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 do.
His face goes mad as I look rather pointedly at his right side, where I'd managed to pin him to a wall with a Bowie knife in a St. Louis warehouse before Lemuel, Carson's predecessor, fought me off. I gutted Lemuel for that and left him screaming for the rats. You've come very close, Robert. You've been very lucky, but no more. His eyes redden. And before you die, I will definitely see you as a woman and a child. He rears back, groping for my boys, which I am waiting for. While incredibly strong and incredibly fast, vamps are incredibly light. All that incorporeality and flying around, you see. About the only advantage humans have mano a mano is leverage. Unless they get their hands on you, then no amount of leverage will stop them from driving their talons straight through your body. Which is what he should have done instead of being all uber vicious and petty and pontificating. Go for the kill. But Ferratu's just got to make a point. So I scissor, whipping my legs up and over just as he grabs the jewel. He flies across the room, giving only enough of a tug to make me yelp, but not incapacitate. I keep the scissor flowing up to my feet and off like a shot for the door. Working out pays off. I've learned, after a few tangles with Morbius and his buddies, that the biggest mistake is stopping to admire your handiwork. Vamps have extremely fast reactions, and taking a second to, say, exult after throwing one down an elevator shaft is a surefire way to have it right back at you, fastened to your throat, before you've stopped smiling. So, ordinarily, I don't look back, but this time I couldn't help it. He is right on me, silent, which is scarier than his screaming. Eyes scarlet, canines and front fangs extended, arms out, and his cloak flapping in the breeze. Yeah, affectation, but half of vamping his image. He is flying about 3 feet off the floor, and my sudden burst of terror spurs me to Jamaican track team speeds. But there is just no way I'm going to make it. Not without unexpected help. Which I get. I am already in Barnabas's grasp, steps away from the door when it flies open. "Hey, boss!" Carson, framed there, calls out, a pair of nubiles slung over his shoulders. "Look what I brung!" He never gets to finish because I lower my head and barrel straight into him, Lestat hanging on my back. Familiars are not immortal, just sustained. The need to slosh about in daylight, ensuring they retain that status until the master tires of them, likely, rewards them with turning, unlikely, or they get killed, most likely. So my open field tackle has the desired effect. Ugh! He whooshes as I fold him like a jackknife right out the door, forcing undead Fred off me as Carson drops the girls like 2 sacks of potatoes. They're in coma, so that didn't hurt them much, and has the immediate benefit of severely distracting Steakbait, who stands above the girls, wavering. Vamps just can't help themselves. Carson also has the good sense to crack his skull wide open as he falls, geysering blood. Another big distraction. So many menu choices. Which means I have gained a couple of minutes. 2 options. Go for my car with its trunkload of steaks, garlic spray, holy water, vials, machete, wafer, crosses, what have you, or go for the dog. No contest. I spin away from the parking lot and beeline for the corner, taking it on one leg. I look back to see he who avoids sunlight rising from Carson's body, trailing blood down his face. Good strategy. He needs an energy burst to finish me off, and Carson is lying there, a convenient Snickers bar. The girls can wait until he's done turning me inside out. Which, incidentally, he's really in the mood to do. "Robert!" he screams and flies straight up out of my sight. Uh-oh, trying to cut me off through the air. I hit overdrive down the lane, watching him gain over the warehouse roof. 2 more buildings to go, just 2, and if I can just... His feet plow into my back, driving me into a head-first power slide. I pile into the wall, my feet going over top and forcing me into a somersault. Head spinning, I sit up back against the wall. It is full-on dark now, but there's pretty good lighting back here. Mr. Moontan is in the middle of the lane gazing down at me. Carson dripping from his lips. "Robert," he says, "running away? How futile. Can't blame a guy for trying." "Oh, yes, I can, Robert," he snarls, "especially when you kill my servant." "Actually, you did that." "But you caused it." More snarling, and I toy with the idea of getting into this whole cause and effect argument. You know, I wouldn't have been here to kill Carson if you hadn't taken my family, etc., etc. But then he'd go into all this nature of the business crap, and I should have just mourned and moved on instead of seeking revenge, yada yada. So, no. I think I'll just get to the main point. You know, tomb fool, I just did you a huge favor. Insults, he shakes his head. Classy, Robert. And you've done me no favors. Yeah, I have. See, and I shift my feet to get a little more comfortable, I rid you of a bad valet. He stares at me. Carson was a trial, he agreed, but they all are. It's very inconvenient to replace them. Because of that, I'm going to tear off your arms and legs and let you bleed to death. Not my gonads? He grins. Them too. Darn it, I say, snapping a regretful finger. And I had a date later. Funny. But he's not smiling. His talons elongate, as does his fangs. His eyes glow with hellfire, and he starts the mad vampire rush. In 4 steps, he'll be on me. In 2 steps, though, he hesitates, sensing something wrong, because I'm just sitting there calmly, not reacting at all. In 3, he tries to pull up, knowing something is definitely wrong. Could be the sound of rapidly approaching paws and the jangling of collar tags. The dog barrels around the corner, coming to a screeching halt, dead between leech teeth's outstretched hands and me. It sits right there, staring up at him. Ordinarily not a problem. Blood breath whacks it out of the way, then whacks me. After all, it's just your standard, junkyard, underfed, mongrelized Labrador. Except for the 2 white eyebrows, what we in the trade call angel eyes. Casually, I get to my feet, stopping to pat the dog's head.
Good boy.
It doesn't move, fixated on corpse puppet like a Shriner on a pole dancer. What's the matter? I look at Polidori. Dog got your tongue? You can see the struggle. Fanger's worm tube excuse for veins pulsing and writhing as he strains mightily to move something, a toe, a thumb, anything to break the spell. Fat chance. The only way to do it is move the dog, and since I wasn't going to, someone else has to. You know, like Carson?
Uh-oh.
Bet you regret that snack about now. I can't help rub it in. But maybe not. I mean, what kind of idiot slave picks a sanctuary with this? I pat the dog again. Distraction. He wheezes through clenched teeth, fangs, the worm tubes working frantically. I stare at him, which elicits a mesmer attempt that I easily brush off. You mean you knew about it? He nods imperceptibly, which must have taken extraordinary effort. Gotta admit, tough guy. But the dog's why I wanted this place. And it all comes clear. I start laughing. Man, too much. Just like you always pick running water, you thought I'd look for you elsewhere. No way a crafty vamp like you would hole near an angel-eyed dog, right? The rage floods his face, and for half a second I think he'll generate enough to break free, but the dog is strong. I get it. I really do. Don't kill the dog. That'd alert me. Have Carson pen it up while you're feeding. You're not bothered. I search elsewhere. You drain the city. Quite clever. I began the slow hand clap of irony, which pushes even more rage, but strong dog. Hoisted, as we say, on one's own petard. Man, he is really fighting. The life urge of a vamp is downright psychotic, which in my rather informed opinion has much to do with their post-death activity. No easy acceptance of the veil among these undead prospects, no sir. Not even that grudging sense of the inevitable, which is how the rest of us view our ultimate demise. That's why they come back, corrupt and stinking and screaming for blood. That's why you have to take measures so they don't steal loved ones, and you end up spending the rest of a craven life following their stench, slaughtering their brood, seeking respite. Measures. I walk around the dog so I don't bump it and search the front of the building. Lots of scrap wood around, but most not suitable, so it takes me a bit to find a good candidate. All the time, Gary Oldman is groaning and whining as he struggles against the dog, which is more than holding its own, and I suppose I could just leave them both for sunrise. My luck, though, a stray cat will stroll by. No. This time, no slip-ups, no last-second escapes, no more decades spent hunting and huddled and broke and alone. This ends now. I position myself behind Night Stalker and measure the distance. You don't mind, I spoke softly to Dracula's back, if I savor the moment? Judging by his whimpers, he does mind, and his moaning and shaking quadruples. I glance worriedly at the dog, but what a trooper. It just lowers its head and stares more intently, if that's possible. I heft the board scrap, pointy end at my target. Measure twice, cut once. I drive the end of the board with all my considerable strength right through and out his chest. That breaks the spell, of course, and he whirls around the board, snarling while the dog runs off yelping. Like I said, tough guy, and he nicks my shoulder with a talon as I duck. Doesn't matter. The quivering end of the board is black with his rotted blood, sure sign I'd struck home. No arterial spray with these things. They just ooze, and if you hit anywhere but the heart, you don't even get that. So I'm exulting a bit, even more when he sinks to his knees, the fight gone out of him. My God, who abandoned me those 20 years ago, is it finally, now, here, over? Well, not quite. He's not dead, undead, I mean, dispatched to the lower circles of hell where he belongs yet. That'll take a little more doing. And he remains dangerous, so I remain out of reach. But I am here, and this has happened, and off in the distance, I hear Lisbeth weeping. "Robert," he gasps, a feeble hand pulling at the wood, and I worry he'll dislodge it, but no, it's in there pretty good. Nice work, I mentally backslap myself.
Outstanding.
Robert, please. Be right back, I say, and turn on my heel, ignoring his cries for mercy. Don't go anywhere, sung over my shoulder. Yeah, a bit nasty, but this is the end of an era. I'm almost whistling when I get to the car, feeling light, almost incorporeal yuck yuck. I grab what I need, including a set of noise-canceling headphones, because plasma pooches can mesmerize with their voices, too. Since we still have some time together, I'm not taking any chances.
Don't look behind you.
Of course, he's not there when I get back, which I expected. I'd be sorely disappointed if he didn't at least make the effort. Blood trail is easy to follow, and the only surprise is how far under the building he's managed to crawl. The force is strong with this one, Obi-Wan. No way I'm going in after, so I shine the light on his cue ball, gnashing teeth, pumpkin of a head, fire the grapple, and drag him out by his legs. Count Chocula screaming the whole time. Oops, sorry. What'd you say?
What?
Can't hear a thing with
What?
these headphones.
What?
I pull him into the middle of the lane, staying out of reach. He writhes and claws at me, still trying to get that board out, but unsuccessful. I shove a cross in the dirt at the compass points around him, each one causing a blood-curdling howl, or I'm assuming they do by his twisted neck, agonized face, and wide-open mouth. Can't hear. Headphones. I stand back, brush my hands to get the dirt off, and survey my handiwork. He's in a fetal position, crying, those crosses hammering him into submission, the board robbing him of his strength and speed. I tap my chin with my finger. What should I do with you? It should be something to commemorate our years together, yes? Tap, 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 then a raised dramatic finger. Let's do something you haven't done in what, a couple of centuries? I grab my pack, unfold the camp chair, turn on the PSP, the last vampire, Natch, and drop some crystal. That'll keep me up and alert, although I tend to get a little crazy with it. I lean forward. Let's watch the sunrise together, shall we? And settle back in my chair. It looks like he screams, "No!" Can't tell. Headphones. The end.